So, Ruofei, you said that your education system is very strict
Mm-hmm.
and you study like 15 hours a day.
Yes.
Okay, so if you were in charge, would you keep the system the same way?
It depends on the person. Uh, I think there should be a place that as strict as my high school. Um, and you can choose to send your children to go there, or if the students themselves they want to go to that school, they can go. I think that's really, really motivative to students to study hard because everybody do the same and they are trying their best to be the best.
Well, yeah, we have a phrase in English like a rising tide lifts all boats, and I think it's kind of the same, right? So if it's really rigorous for most people, it's going to pull everybody up.
Yes.
Okay. There's nothing you would change? Like if you were in charge, like would you give maybe a little more vacation time? Would you start the day later? Would you make classes smaller?
If I can choose, I would definitely don't choose my school because that was horrible for me because I need a lot of sleep than normal people, but I cannot have that much time to sleep. So
Oh,
I
right.
always sleep on the class, and when somebody found out that I'm sleeping on the class, they will decrease the score of my class.
Oh, that's serious.
Yes, very serious, and yeah, and your um, teacher would punish you to write a paper like I'm sorry I decreased the score of our class. I shouldn't sleep on the class, and I have to write it for like 1 hour to write that stuff.
That is very harsh.
Yeah.
I think though a lot of people when they hear stories like that, they actually are a little bit envious, especially parents or teachers,
Mm-hmm.
because in the rest of the world, it's not that students don't try that hard.
Yeah.
So that's kind of special, actually.
Yeah, I think that's I think that's the special point of China.
Wow. So, what time did you have to get up every day to get to school at 6:45 or?
I have to get up at 6.
Oh, well, that was not too bad. That's pretty fast. You wake up at 6, you get to
Yeah.
school by 6:45.
Yeah, I can like wear my clothes pretty fast and directly get on my father's car and eat on my father's car and put my socks on my father's car.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's talk about streamlined, very mobile. That's great. Okay, so what about the tests? So it's really controversial, like in the US,
Mm-hmm.
about standardized tests
Mm-hmm.
rather than just learning. The students often have to prepare for tests.
Yeah.
In your country, is there also a big movement just to have a lot of testing?
We have a test every each month and we only do paper test and the questions can be really difficult. Yeah, always very, very difficult. In my case, still I'm the like a middle in the middle,
Middle of the pack, as we
yeah,
say.
the middle of the pack. And for mathematics, we have totally 150 scores, and probably I can get 60 to 70.
Wow,
That's
that's a big range of. I mean, do some students get 100%?
no.
No.
If you get more than 120, you are really brilliant. So the questions always really, really difficult.
Can the teacher get 150?
I'm not sure.
Well, I have to admit, because even like English teachers will tell you, and they're lying if they don't admit this, even on tests like the TOEFL,
Mm-hmm.
uh, it's very hard for a teacher to get 100%. Just not because of knowledge, but because of concentration,
Yes,
right?
exactly. We have a lot of questions, and some of them they are kind of tricky.
Right.
Yeah,
And so they mislead you a little bit.
yeah.
Oh, no. That's great. So you took all these courses. What was the course you were best at and the course you were worst at?
English was my worst at.
Oh, no, your English is wonderful. Really?
Yeah,
Oh, I disagree.
it was. It was.
Oh, okay. Well, actually, how do you learn English in China?
Actually, my speaking skills, I get it from my traveling. I did solo traveling last year.
Wow, you've learned a lot quickly.
And thank you.
That's great. That's really inspirational, I think, for a lot of the students that listen to this site. 1 year.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
But the thing I have to mention about it is you have to know a lot of words. Before you start speaking English, you have to know what you know. Like you have to remember a lot of words, and then you can use it when you have to use it.
Okay, right. So English was tough, not easy.
Not easy. For everything, you have to learn. Learning isn't easy and funny stuff. For everyone, starting is hard, and it's kind of betray the human.
Spirit?
Yes.
So, wow, that's crazy. So how many students would be in an English class? I hear that China has huge English classes. Like there might be 100 students in one class.
It can be. But it depends. In my high school, we have the same class at the same classroom, always. And in my university, we have 30 students in my English
Oh, that's
class.
good. That's kind of normal. That's still a lot for an English teacher. That's a lot. But was your teacher usually Chinese or an international teacher?
Chinese teacher.
Chinese teacher. Okay. And so there was a big stress on grammar and vocabulary, things like that.
Yes.
How about listening?
We only do the audio listening test,
Okay.
so it's always the same pronunciation, like
Yeah, so you don't have a lot of variety of accents or
Yes.
different way. Yeah. So what was your best subject?
My best subject was mathematics.
Oh, great. Yeah, that's impressive. I have a degree in economics, and there's a lot of math, and I went to a good school, but I was not strong at math, and I was terrible at physics. And so physics and economics are kind of related, but not really. I did not do very well in physics. So how are you at physics?
I love I love all the math stuff. Also included physics because you also have to use a lot of mathematics on your physics. And for the physics, you have to know the formula very well, then you can use it. If you don't know the formula very well, you cannot. When the question is there, you cannot
Apply?
apply that.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. I I agree. It's tough. I'm very impressed with you because whenever I meet somebody who's good at math or physics, I have great admiration because my degree was math heavy, but math was not my strong point.
So what was your strong point?
That's a good question. I was never a good student in anything. I went to how I got to a good university is actually surprising, but I was always middle of the road, middle of the pack, as we said. Always B minus student in everything.
I see.
Yeah, I was not exceptional like you.
You don't have to be very good at starting, but you can handle your life very easily. That's also an important thing for a human.
That is true. I do agree with that. But I think if I was a student in China, I would be that Mr. 2000.